Support for WCBU's On Deck comes from Jaguar Land Rover Peoria on Allen Road, offering personalized service to customers from their first visit to the store to when they drive their new Land Rover home. More at jaguarlandroverpeoria.com.
The city of Pekin has big plans for downtown. That's just one of the things you'll want to hear about to start your day for Thursday, June 20th. I'm Colin Shope, and this is WCBU's On Deck. First on deck today, a long vacant East Peoria nursing home will be converted into new condominiums. WCBU's Tim Shelley has more.
The former East Peoria Gardens Healthcare Center on Springfield Road was rezoned for multifamily residential living. Williams Brothers Construction of Peoria Heights is leading the project. East Peoria Commissioner Dan Decker says the property has long been an eyesore.
I can't see how this can't be 100+% better than what it has been, so I'm looking forward to it.
Commissioner Mark Hill says the city had to step in after the previous owners abandoned the facility more than a decade ago.
For years, we, the city, and even the taxpayers of the city have been paying some bills in order to keep the thing closed up from the vandals and address fallen limbs that have fallen across the driveway.
Michael Williams of Williams Brothers Construction told the city's zoning board earlier this month that his company has installed a new roof and plans to completely redo the building's interior. The property's previous single-family zoning was apparently a technical oversight, as it's been used for multifamily residential purposes since at least the 1960s. For WCBU's On Deck, I'm Tim Shelley.
Here are some other stories we're following in the WCBU newsroom. A federal grand jury is indicting former Redditus Labs CEO Aaron Rossi on new charges related to COVID-19 testing fraud. And more than 16 months after a firebombing caused extensive damage, the Peoria Health Center on Knoxville is back open following a $1.5 million renovation. Plus, the Illinois Department of Public Health is asking people to take action to prevent mosquito bites as West Nile virus cases increasingly crop up around the state. Find more of these stories and all the details at WCBU.org. Downtown Pekin is a focal point of a lot of attention for the city and its residents. Director of Economic Development Josh Ray says the city has big plans for the area, though the timetables may be changing.
The budget cycle that we just went through, the projects that were previously planned had to get pushed out into future years. I mean, they're still on the list, they're still going to get done. We just have to, make our money work where we can.
Ray says initial improvements total about $4 million, with about $500,000 budgeted this year and about $1 million planned for next year. On top of this, Ray says the city has applied for a $2 million federal grant through the Department of Housing and Urban Development. While the budgeted dollars prioritize hard infrastructure like sidewalks and roads, Ray says the grant could go towards niceties.
Making it quaint, making it nice, making it streetscaped, making it, placemaking, as they say, for where people want to come and spend their time.
Attracting people and their dollars is a priority for Terry Gambetti, president of Pekin Main Street, a group of community members and business owners with committees on everything from greenery to homelessness.
Every successful community has a vital downtown, and this is our mantra. And our mission is to revitalize and grow our central business district.
Gambetti lists off about 20 businesses that have opened in the Main Street area, actually Court Street and its associated crossroads, since the group reorganized their board 2.5 years ago. The expansive list includes everything from a barbershop and restaurants to a community theater and a tattoo parlor. Gambetti says things have gotten more service-oriented.
When I was growing up, Five and Dime, stores, shoe stores, clothing stores, but we have a really good mix downtown right now, and I'm quite proud of the direction that we're headed.
As an employee at Coffee Connection, Vicki Barker provides one of those services. She's also the vice president of Pekin Main Street.
People like to come together, and they like to be in a place where they're wanted and where they feel comfortable, and everybody just loves the vibe here, and it's they're just all very comfortable.
Barker says the business community is tight-knit downtown, brought together by their shared interest in improving the area. Of course, business owners depend on it for their livelihood, but she says there's also an appreciation for the history.
Old downtowns have a certain feel to them. I love the buildings, the architecture, the history. It's a great place to be.
However, that history can sometimes be a hindrance. For example, as you drive down Court Street, you may notice a lot of empty second-floor windows. Gambetti says many building owners can't use those spaces because there's no water service to second floors for fire suppression systems.
The water lines are on the south side of the street, and the majority of the upper stories of our old, beautiful, historic buildings, as we look out the window here, are on the north side of the street. So to get those water lines underground is super expensive.
Gambetti says construction bids for the project can be anywhere from $30,000 to $40,000. That's out of the financial reach of downtown's small business owners. Josh Ray mentions the water lines specifically as a possibility for future city work through HUD funding.
That's one way we're trying to help the business community, get more bang for their buck out of their buildings when they come and they renovate an old building or want to open a store or a restaurant. Is that they can then have this upper story living out for rent.
Downtown Pekin, Gambetti says, isn't really a place where people live right now, but she would like it to be. Mixed-use buildings, the classic apartment over the restaurant or coffee shop are the future in Pekin Main Street's sites.
Because it makes for a more vibrant downtown. You don't have to have a car. You can just go to the coffee shop. You can go for lunch. We have 7 restaurants downtown now. I'm quite proud of that. It just makes for more business downtown.
Bringing that dream of what downtown Pekin could be to reality will require a lot of uncertain dollars, but still, the vision is there. Now, before we let you go, Illinois Valley Central High School presents Shrek Jr. the Musical tonight. The musical version of the beloved animated film is at 6:30 p.m. at the school in Chillicothe. Tickets are $10. And that's all for today. You can subscribe to WCBU's On Deck podcast on the NPR app, Apple, or Spotify.